And I'm back. We're going to be doing a little bit of the Goblins list that Autumn Burchett used to pot their way all the way up to number 2 at the Zendikar Rising Championships. And this list is very, very slick. First, we're going to talk about the broad gist of what the deck is and what it is trying to do. And then we're going to talk about what it is that makes Burchett's list a little bit different than the other lists that we have seen. Doink. First, let's put in some dope mountains. Okay. It all comes down to Muxus, okay? Do you understand me? It all comes down to this card. When Muxus Goblin Grandee enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all Goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then the rest on the bottom in a random order. There's additional text, but who cares? You play Muxus, and what are you looking to get? Well, you're looking to, first of all, get a lot of goblins, but the way to close out is with Goblin Chieftain. Other goblins get +1/+1 in haste. It's with Krenko to create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. And then, you have some random other little dirtlers to go along with it, and you can just blow your opponent out in one turn, flat, done, easy. So, this is not the only way to win. For instance, if I have a Krenko out, and I can, for maybe 2 or 3 turns in a row, tap, 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 Krenko, perfect. I now have 40 1/1 goblins, and I just roast you with a single attack. And again, from a basic perspective, what does the deck typically look like? All right. Well, it's about how do I get Muxus out as fast as possible? Well, one way to do it is with a Skirk Prospector. Sack a goblin, add a mana. Another is with Wily Goblin. When Wily Goblin enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Oh, look at this great run out of Skirk Prospector on turn 1, Wily Goblin on turn 2. Then on turn 3, I have 3 mountains. I have 1 treasure for 4 mana, and then I can use the Skirk Prospector to sack itself and the other Wily Goblin for a total of 3 mana generated via goblins, and then 3 mana generated via lands, and that's enough to get a turn 3 Muxus out. Additional things, a Phyrexian Tower to sack one of the goblins to generate 2. Great, there's another way to accelerate it down. But what a lot of people were sort of experimenting with is other ways to maybe rush this Krenko out, maybe get some this Muxus out, maybe with an Iron Crag feat, something like this. But the thing that Autumn Burchett did that I think is just unbelievably clever, and it's quite honestly very, very simple, is the inclusion of 2 Mind Stones as another form of ramp, and then 2 Herald's Horns as another form of ramp and card advantage. It's a little hard to see because my big dumb head's in the way, but it says as Herald's Horn enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. You choose goblins. Creature spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Herald's Horn turns into this massive card draw engine for you. So suddenly, instead of this being just a sideboard card that we just jam a bunch in against Azorius or, Sultai or whatever, this, in game 1, can start letting us draw stuff out. And I cannot stress to you, let me put the Shatterskull Smashing over here since it's just a land. I cannot stress to you how subtle and brilliant this construction is for having just a pair of Mind Stones and just a pair of Herald's Horns. The Mind Stone being a little bit of flexible card draw in a pinch and still ramping. Herald's Horn being flexible card draw and also ramping. But not running 4 and 4. Not running so many Mind Stones that with Herald's Horn you wouldn't really be able to draw goblins that consistently because you have too many artifacts and stuff like this. Is this Burchett's deck? Yeah, Burchett goblins right there. Everything that's in the sideboard is pretty straightforward. Abrades for dealing with some pesky artifacts, such as Grafdigger's Cage. You can kill it. You also have Goblin Cratermaker to get more Grafdigger's Cage removal. Gempalm Incinerator in creature versus creature matchups. Chandra, Torch of Defiance is a means to pick off a Yasharn, things like this. Goblin Ringleader is another nice longevity tool. Trash Master is yet another artifact killing tool. An Iron Crag feat, I assume, is for the mirror matchups where whoever gets out goblins first wins. I don't know the best way to sideboard this. I'm actually much better with the control style sideboarding. Treatment Joe says, hi everyone, almost got scammed yesterday, so come here for the usual good vibes. Alright. Goblin Matron is a card that people have explored putting varying amounts in. Enters battlefield, may search your library for a goblin. Almost always this is Muxus. And then you use the Muxus to end the damn game. Oh my god, are we up against colorless ramp? Oh! Oh, oh, say that it is so. Say that it is so. So this is a colorless ramp deck whose primary goal is to quickly get up to like 8 and 10 mana and blow out the opponent with Ulamogs, Ugins, other such things. So my opponent now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Hit me, friend. And so we're going to Goblin Matron. We're going to go find Muxus. We fully intend to smash the very following turn. We have the mana. Guys, if you'd be so kind as to ask for permission to start spamming codes and other things in chat, that would be terrific. Should be untimeouted right now. Okay. How exactly do I want to do this? Phyrexian Tower in here just for ramp? Yes. Sorry about that. I thought it was okay since they were publicly available. Yeah, it's totally... I'm not saying that we don't post codes in here. What I'm saying is that we try to keep the chat, RxIL, an actual chat, as opposed to advertisement, notification about various ongoings, links to websites, you know. We try to just make it more focused on that. And people do wind up posting codes somewhat frequently here, but typically with links and codes and this sort of stuff, we like to ask for permission. For instance, RxIL, you typed in all caps, which just created this big block of text. And so seriously, have no worries, no fear, no concern at all. I don't want you to think that we're somehow mad at you. I just do the timeout, untimeout in order to preserve the focus on the chatterooing. So this deck that Josh Fox is running, there's a couple of colorless ramp decks. Some of them are trying to do Paradox combo. Things like this. This one is a little bit more focused on the Ugins and the Ulamogs, and it's using the black mana to be able to get the Extinction event out. And by the way, this is exactly why I ran the Mind Stone down last turn, because I was like, how do I just guarantee that I can get out a Muxus? So in case you've never seen this before, this is how this deck works. You play this, you just smash out a bunch of shit. Great, you got a Goblin Matron, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get a Muxus. Sometimes we're able to blow out our opponent, sometimes not. Forsaken Monument's the big payoff card in this, where you just start gaining life and ramping out of control. Superb. I mean, this is just fantastic news. Let's do this properly. So I'm going to use the Phyrexian Tower to sack a creature. We're going to sack the... I mean, they're essentially equivalent. We're going to sacrifice this, and then we're going to play a Muxus. Having the treasure up is terrific, so we play this. Yes. And which one do we keep? We're going to keep the one that can attack this turn. Wow, really? Huh. Well, that does suck a bit. Go ahead and auto-pay here. We still have the 1 mana available for Skirk Prospector. Alright, well. Alright, well. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to sacrifice you. Sacrifice you. We may as well just get in for the damage here. I want to keep this Chieftain here because it's like a big win condition. Mark Knopfler, 10,000 bits. This has been watching your stuff since the old Fun Day Monday days, just trying to catch up a bit. MTG is pretty cool too. My God, Mark Knopfler. That is the biggest bit drop we've had in a long-ass time. Seriously, thank you, Mark Knopfler. Ooh, actually, I may have been able to matron my way to getting a Krenko and then winning that way. Could be wrong. It's okay. Oh, that's very awesome. Man, Funny Mondays. We're both fun and so stressful. Man, those were both fun and so fucking stressful every time. What are 3 win conditions? Muxus, Krenko, and Goblin Chieftain. This is looking more or less unlosable.
I will fight for my friends.
Aglovital says, what's Fun Day Monday? Fun Day Monday is a show that I did about StarCraft 2, where each week I would ask people to submit to me games where they would play StarCraft 2 under ridiculous constraints. Chieftain's on the top, huh? I'm actually just going to play this straight up. Yep. We'll keep this one. There's the Krenko. Now, here's what's actually hilarious. Conspicuous Snoop, because this is on the top, I can do this. Turn that puppy sideways. Okay. How the hell does this one sideboard? How in the hell do you sideboard in this damn game? How could Snoop do the Krenko's ability? I mean, that's just its text. As long as the top card of your library is a Goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. What the hell do we cut? Again, the sideboarding problem is never about what in our sideboard helps us. The first one is what do we cut? And then once we've cut things that we don't need, what do we then bring in? We obviously don't cut this. These are the ones that we never touch. Oops. Probably don't want to touch this one. I think this is for a slower, grindier matchup. Again, what do we cut? Don't suggest a card to add unless you suggest a card to cut. Don't suggest a card to add unless you suggest a card to cut. Part of me actually thinks that what I'm trying to do versus this deck, because it's non-interactive, is just smash very, 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 very quickly. Part of me is like, let's just leave in the Mind Stones, man. Because I think that, like, here's how the colorless ramp deck works. It's just trying to suddenly spin off into infinity. And once it gets laid against that deck, I don't think I'll ever be able to withstand. I think this is okay. So I think that I want to try to go under. I want to try to go as fast as possible. Abrades slow me down and slows them down. And I don't think is as good as me just zipping to infinity. I think I would want an Abrade if I expected the game to be a little bit longer. So let's play this. And I think that I'm going to Snoop next turn instead of Wily Goblin. I think. Snoop's a possible cut. Yeah, maybe the Snoop is the right one to cut. That makes a lot of sense, because the Snoop is sort of like this value card. Oh, of course, this dude would bring in Abrades. Okay, well now the Snoop is incredibly high value because it can do shit on the top. Probably the Conspicuous Snoop, which is a very value technical card. Having land there definitely fucking sucks. I think I don't do anything at all. Maybe I just do the great snooping. I don't know. Again, if you have a card you want to suggest, say the card that you would cut to replace it. Because in a vacuum, if my choice was, do I want to have an Abrade in my hand or not have an Abrade in my hand? I almost always want to have an Abrade in the hand versus nothing, right? Unless my opponent's running a discard deck that deals damage to me. The pickle is the exchange. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. The pickle is about the exchange. Sure. Oh shit! I needed to in response hit all these things. That's fine. It's not going to really change very much. Okay. think it's the Conspicuous Snoop. I think so, because we definitely don't want to cut the we definitely don't want to cut the Wily Goblins. We definitely don't want to cut the Wily Goblins. Because we're going for ramp here, you know. We are trying. Our assertion is that we want to pop off quicker against this deck, because this deck is incredibly good at going the distance. I mean, they have so much card draw, so much heal, so much of any of that stuff. And I think the Snoop is the card that I overlooked. I think that's the correct one to cut. We're more than likely dead. Because I think that the basic arc of what we're trying to do is to pop off Krenko on 4. Because this deck is highly non-interactive early on. Yeah, Snoop is an easy one to neglect because, I mean, it's just so fucking out of control good. But yeah, because like I think the process that I'm thinking about in the sideboarding is, what is my strategy here against my opponent's deck? Fuck. Whatever. And my strategy is, my opponent's deck is so non-interactive that I believe the correct move is to just go all in on popping out of Krenko super fast, since my opponent can't really disrupt it very hard. And I think that these longer-term value plays... Just exile him. These longer-term value plays are not amazing. I think that's what Snoop is. Lloyd Smith, what's the removal that they play? I mean, outside of what I've already described as my game plan. Because again, my game plan is to try to pop off before they hit Ulamog and before they hit Ugin. So really, they just have Extinction Event. They don't really have... Yeah, Ulamog, this does not count as traditional removal. It incidentally is exiling 2 things. But if I'm saying to myself, my opponent has a creature-based deck, what's a good removal option? 2-mana removal, such as... 2-mana removal, such as Heartless Act, or 10-mana removal, such as Ulamog. I mean, this really is not relevant in that regard. Oh, I see what you mean, Lloyd Smith. Yeah, there's a bit of sweet irony, me being like, well, my opponent really doesn't have removal as I'm getting all my shit sent to exile. Alright, get your Hedron Archives. How many Muxus are in here? We have 1. So, alright. We have none in here. Ugh. Alright, so I mean, like, we have 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a chance. I'm obviously doing this, but let me just see if the Krenko's still there. It's weirdly dark for some reason. Did I lose all my Krenkos? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck. The Spyglass is already on Krenko? That's so funny. Alright, Snoop, 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 Snoop. Yeah. I think my game plan is correct, even though we whiffed astonishingly hard. Because I think there's two vague approaches that we can take. One is, I'm going to go the distance against this dude. I'm going to be able to just draw so much value out of the horns that we're going to make it work. The second, which is the one that I'm doing right now, is... second one that I'm doing is, if I can pop off with Muxus really, really fast, we can just do it. So let's see here. Alright. Trashmaster. So if we can dodge an extinction event right now, great. One of these, please. Shit.
Only hurting yourself.
Okay. That fucking hurts.
What was lost is now
I already feel much more capable of succeeding at the game with these Abrades out. Oh my god, that fucking stuff. Fuck. Alright, get out of here. Man, that was a tricky sequence of turns, man.
You may regret that choice.
Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Missing that land on that one turn basically annihilated us. That actually helps. That actually helps. Oh, I thought this was the same card. Oh, fuck. Sorcerer Spyglass, eh? Fucking fuck. I don't know, man. Sean drinking a caffeinated fizzy water. Yeah, I really think that it was the error that we made was keeping in the Snoops for game 2. Okay. So I think that this is nearly impossible to win unless maybe we get an Abrade off the top, but even then we're about to go up against an Ugin.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous army. Stand down.
I still think our sideboarding decision was correct in game 3. I think it was the game 2 thing that hurt us a lot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and concede. I think that we have an advantage in that matchup if I sideboard correctly. And, I mean, this is something that Autumn talked about a lot, even on the interview parts that didn't get to air. Just that, like, no, yeah, like, there's... If you have a really linear thought process with goblins, and you just go, oh yeah, Grafdigger's Cage beats us, let's just try to avoid that. Damn. Well, we beat the people that don't run Grafdigger's Cage. If you just think like that, you're gonna lose, like, a lot. Okay, I think this is good enough. I think this is good enough, especially with the Snoop there. So we're up against the Sultai matchup, which is a Herald's Horn matchup, right? And I think in this matchup we cut the Mind Stone. Yeah, it is tricky to know what to cut in this fucker. Probably cut the Mind Stone for the Herald's Horn, and that's about it, right? I think that's right. Thought seize away, my friend. Oh, that's a very nice play. These Castle Embereths can also deal a shitload of damage. I feel like that's probably just the play, is to just cut the Mind Stones and put in the other shit. Tonight on Ripley's, believe it or not. See, this is the sort of play that I question if it's correct at all to do this. Because I might say, okay, well, because I did that, Jungle Worm can just save a Thought Seize until now and just smash me in the face with that. That said, if Jungle Worm misses... By the way, typically I can just, like, sack all this stuff, but I am doing the pass-through equity as a streamer. Terrific. Eviratorius says, man, I remember thinking in War of the Spark that we had such an amazing land base. I honestly would not have believed that it would just get better. Yeah. I think the color pie in Magic is fucking incredible. I sort of go back and forth on my thoughts on achieving something color pie-like in like any other game. Because, I mean, the thing that's kind of remarkable to me about the color pie is the color pie in Magic goes in the following order, right? It's, alright, so there's probably some ability to do some removal-y things, but should be fine. Unless my opponent runs Disdainful Stroke main board, which is insane. Alright. Show me what I got. Alright. Not great, not terrible. The way that the color pie works in Magic is any mechanic that you can think of in a card game immediately gets assigned to a color in the color pie. And as a result, if at some point Wizards said, you know what, let's add a 6th color, let's add purple, they can't. Because there's literally no room. The color pie, the whole point of it is that it takes up the full design space of card games. I'm the best player here. Maybe we want this in here, huh? Seems right. Whereas, if you look at other games, typically the way that other games work is they say, let's come up with sort of a cool identity, and then let's figure out mechanics that support that identity, which is the opposite direction. So, for instance, in Hearthstone, they're like, okay, well, the priest is archetypically sort of like a healy person, maybe some mind magic in there. And then you can ask the question, like, what would a sweeper look like for a priest? Oh, maybe it deals damage to all enemy things and heals all friendly things. Hey! Things like that, right? And in this way, it's far easier for Hearthstone to come up with a 10th or a 11th or a 12th or 13th class. Because you come up with some sort of aesthetic, and then you pile mechanics on to support the aesthetic, as opposed to dividing the aesthetics among different classes. I don't really know how you'd be able to do something color pie-like in any other game. Well, okay. Sure. It's horn time. Castle Embereth. And a Snoop. Alright, so it's just a Snoop on top. Great. Very nice. Very, very nice. Keeper of Dust is you probably just have to play on from the start. That's what I mean about, like, it's hard for me to imagine how you'd... By the way, I think I just Herald's Horn. I think. Goblin. I think. Because it reduces the cost of everything and helps me accelerate the fuck out of my whole life. Yeah, I don't care. I have the Herald's Horn out. I'm best. I'm the best around. Yeah, no, I think revealing that one's probably going to be beneficial to us. I think we definitely snoop first. Phyrexian Tower. Okay. I continuously think that these are incorrect Fatal Push targets. So what about colorless / artifacts? How do you think they fit into the color pile? Or the color pie? I mean, Wizards already... I mean, the long and short of it is that Wizards has an answer for that. And the short answer is that artifact stuff is a way for a certain color to do something that they can't in their color at an incredibly expensive premium. And there's also other things, like there's just almost no colorless spells. I should say no colorless instants and sorceries. Done. Alright, terrific. So, I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to cast a Muxus for cheap. Awesome. Oh, that's so funny. But see, this is the brilliance of Autumn Burchett's list. Like, look at this moment right now. Look at this horse. Take it. So if I play this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Perfect. I also disagree. There's a lot of Eldrazi spell. I always use the word spell incorrectly. I use spell to mean instants and sorceries. Fuck out of here.
I knew you needed my help. Oh, yep, you're flammable.
But hang on to the Shatterskull Smashing. This is the brilliance of Autumn's list, is the inclusion of these Herald Hordes and main and side. I think it's really great. Yeah, Blade Jail's, because when you talk about Eldrazi, like, oh, doesn't that kind of function as a 6th color? Mark Rosewater's written some really interesting things about Eldrazi. That kind of like their goal was to just make Eldrazi fucking weird, to try to expand that identity of, like, weirdness. And they, on one hand, succeeded in making it feel weird. But also, weirdness is not really an emotional resonance, you know what I mean?
The land fights for us.
The land fights for us. Ah. Really? You're not even going to kill the stuff for free? Yeah, let's take this action. That seems good. Draw another one. Alright, that seems terrific. Alright. I think I actually don't cast this. Again, that's just the wrong target. I don't have a haste creature. I'm not doing it today. Alright, figured it out. Yeehaw. What is this? Oh, man. We are doing it. Legios, I personally love the Eldrazi very much. I think a lot of people did. A lot of people did, but they struggled to really kind of have a, like, the Eldrazi are so good, the identity is so rich and so solid that we now have, like, a new 6th identity that we can just, like, invest in forever, for all time. Alright. No. And... actually ditch the Muxus. Maybe I ditch the Krenko. Like, who said that they loved the Eldrazi? So, Blade Shield, tell me about the Eldrazi that you liked that are not the legendaries. And, like, the Eldrazi mechanics. You know, like, take something from exile and put it into its owner's graveyard. I am so fucking good at this fucking game! I think that's sort of the point, is that there's some, like, really bizarre, interesting, legendary mega dudes. But, like, broadly, if you think about something like a simple vampire that is, like, a 1/3 with lifelink. You know, one of these kinds of just like, ooh, it's just a nice, like a blood artist. You're like, oh, I totally see what it's going for. This is some of what I feel like the colorless stuff has lacked. In other words, what I'm trying to state is that I think that the existence of a cool one thing is not the same thing as do I really want to Snoop? I'd rather do this. I think I'd rather do this. Because, for instance, if I said, you know, vampires have a really limited space of cool designs that you can have. It'd be like, Sean, there's actually many vampires in every set, and they have this sort of thing. Sure. I mean, you can point to the generalization, as opposed to... Is this a mistake to do like this? Is this a mistake? Smash like this? Bang. Fucking, I'm done trying to make this point. You know what I'm talking about. Ah, delicious. Delicious caffeinated juice. Ta-da, it's this. Ta-da! Really? Alright. Get him down to 11 from heaven. And see, this is what's so nice about a Mind Stone. It can ramp and get me there, and then, oh, I didn't get there. That's okay, I can draw a card and keep on going. Sure. I think there's also an argument to be made that, like, Sean, you know, you can actually just, like, fucking wait till villain taps out. And a Snoop. Yeah. I can smash for a little bit. Well, shit. And villain doesn't have enough, right? One short. Okay. KV says, but hey, how cool is the Eldritch Moon flip stuff? Oh, that stuff was fucking unbelievable. Get in there, you matron. Yeah. So there's a lot of good top decks. Matron. Matron's great. Muxus is obviously great. Herald's Horn is great. You have a lot of health to spare. Skipping the turn. F6 and through. Alright, it appears we are roasted. But hey! One Muxus away. I love it. You always get hope. Hope till the bitter end.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Operation Bing Bong commencing from Ray Cheesy. Ay, ay, ay. Yasharn. Moo. Okay. Here it comes, right off the top. And I'm dead. Alright, so I think that I just go cut, cut. And I cut one of you. And then I go add. And then I go add, right? I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yes. Oh. Oh, this hand. Alright, let's start doing the business here. This is it. Yeah, okay. Very good. Make some of this. When you thought so's, and that's totally fine. No? Okay. I mean, I'm obviously going to do this, and I'm obviously going to scream Muxus at the top of my lungs. Grow spirals aplenty, huh? Alright, so we can cast. We can cast the next turn. We can do it right here. Alright, so far so good. Could be that the next technique is going to be to smash down an extinction event. Wow! Wow, Ray Cheesy just whiffed? Oh yeah, that's fucking... I'm delighted to see that shit. Man, make no mistake about it. Now if I do this, huh? Get out of here. Again, I wonder if the mistake that I'm making is by trying to smash it a turn early, when really what I need to do is wait for Ray Cheesy to make a substantive play first. Right. See, with the Castle Embereth, I think I need to just be taking more turns to just swing. Aquamariner, what a pleasure to see you. What beverages am I enjoying this evening? I'm enjoying some good old-fashioned caffeinated water. See, I think this is the play. Right? Caffeinated water? Yeah, it's this caffeinated fizzy water drink. I wanted caffeine, and I wanted no calories, and we are out of coffee. You see, I think this is it. I think this is the power of autumn is flowing through me. I'm gonna grab either of the new consoles. Yeah, probably in 2022 when I can actually get my hands on them. You got it. I know my play. Look at this. Can't even Thoughtseize. It's up to 5. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, this is how we do it. Is that my dog? Oh, my dog's outside my door. I might have to let in my dog. Let's go ahead and murder this person first. How's my dog doing? Terminal kidney disease. But she's pretty happy though. Do I keep this or do I chuck this? There you go. There it is. This is the one I say no to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's my wife and my dog. Hi. Hello. Hey, sweetheart. Come here. Or should I say sweethearts? Keep 6. Pick up sticks. Goblin Warchief, get out of there. Cece. Hello, Cece. Skirk Prospector. Yeah, I have a dog. I have a dog named Cece who's perfect in all ways. Oh, hello. Hello. Absolutely just calm as butter. Is there a dog emote yet? There isn't. But we are getting a crab emote. Because I talk about crabs a lot. Alright, so watch this. This is super sick. Auto pay. Boom. Can't do nothing about this nonsense. Oh, what a good dog. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, yeah. Goblin. Done. Well, one turn late, huh? One turn late. Dunzo. Alright. I truly think that doing Krenko right now is very, very good. Because Ray Cheesy was tapped out. The removal spells are Aether Gust and Fatal Push. Fatal Push is a little bit harder to proc here. Unless that happens. What is in here? Alright, that's done. Alright, great. So we're gonna put this down. And let's take a peek like this first. Ooh, Goblin Chieftain action. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. This deck is so satisfying. So satisfying indeed. And Krenko's still kicking. I believe in you, Krenko. Alright. Bring it on. Okay, let's draw this one. Seems pretty good. We're just gonna pass things along here. Looking forward to turning sideways with Krenko at my earliest convenience. May have I can even get a second one of these out. Ooh. I warmly welcome you to right-clicking. Okay. Huh. Ah. I've done it. Very good. Excellent. My turn. And it's a... Take that. Draw. Nice, we can do this. What do we think about this, Ray Cheesy? Yeah, I'm going to put this one on top, because then I can guarantee the double draw, which is very, 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 very good. Okay, let's see here. Do we have the lethals? I believe we do. Absolutely. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, super great. Well, this is good. We are on track for 1 million goblins. So we do want to play this one first, right? Okay. This is like actually pretty much fine. We're getting the card advantage. How many are in here? 1 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Aethers. Done.
It's my turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not quite.
Stop, drop, and roll won't help you, buddy.
We're doing like this, so that way we can block an Uro and a Nissa land and keep this alive. My god, Uro is such an insane card. I can't believe how insane this card is still. Sure, that is fine. Moo. Alright, so we plus this.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I may cast the card. Do I actually want to do that? Yeah, we want to cast this card. Let's auto-pay this. So I want this one to attack. Nice, we chill a turn. My god, don't you hate it when your land gets discarded? Yeah, maybe it was going for the X equals 6 and just double bonking this. Maybe that was right. Well, now we plausibly get to do some dirty business on this turn.
Surges through these lands. The land fights
Alright.
for us.
It's feeling very, very close. Let's just reveal a Muxus and end this game, huh? Very good. Well, let's do one of these.
Yup, you're going down.
Yeah, let's just auto-pay like this. That seems good. Okay. Well, I seem to be at an impasse. Maybe a fatal push there, huh? Okay. Well, I think that if we do the -1 and Shatterskull Smashing and nuke both of these, we at least set ourselves up for a better position. But again, I can feel my brain melting a little bit because it's just so antithetical to the usual. That's why I do no blocks here, right? It's so antithetical to like normal ultra aggro goblins playing. It's just like this long-term capability that I think I need to
This is a waste of my time.
be more focused on instead of just like, oh, I hope I can win it right now. Alright, well, we got rid of the Uro. Alright, opponent can't cast this because this is a swamp. Unless there is another one off the top, okay. So, I mean, you know, Muxus off the top, you know, just Muxus off the top, yeah, you know. Little Muxus off the top. Oh my god, I forgot about these fucking land. Okay. Muxus one time. Very good. Alright. Yeah, I think I made just some very, very small misplays that cost us that, but I mean, I feel like I'm tapping more so into the power of the deck as I'm grinding it out more. Alchemina says, what's the overall impression of MTGA's future? Is there optimism that designers will be able to keep it fresh and interesting for the foreseeable future? I think the answer is pretty... I think the answer is pretty plainly yes, because they've had so many years of experience just making the game excellent. This is like 30 years, because it's 1993 the game came out. There's little no concern on that front. I think one of the concerns that I have is Arena as a product, ignoring the card game portion of it. Like, there's a lot of absent features, there's a lot of bugs and instability. Things like that make me more concerned because it has to be incredibly challenging to make the engine that this game runs on. I mean, it just has to be. But with them releasing, like, what, 8 sets a year? Because they're doing 4 standard sets, and then they're doing these remastered sets and these anthologies and that sort of thing. Augmery says, my thinking was that with the availability of an online version in which you can find new opponents at any time, players could rapidly progress through the game as a whole compared to when it was only available in physical form. It's had an online client for like a very, very long time, so I think that my estimation would be that, you know, they're fine, basically. Oops, I meant to drag this pupper out. And I mean, if you look at who it was that was playing in their online client, it's like very, very good players were playing a lot of Moto. And like really uncovering a lot of stuff. I just think it's a little bit more widespread right now. As a result of MTGA's. I go, this client is way better than MTGO. Yeah, but I mean that's irrespective of my point. So I guess I just play the little ones, huh? Paradigm sorts of the designers are great, but if they get the business side wrong, it can still fail spectacularly. Yeah, I really am not quite sure what to think about the business side of things. Because, for instance, there was Amonkhet and Kaladesh, and I didn't really do much of anything with either of those. But I mean, for instance, tournament support, replays... honestly, replays, it is shocking to me that this game does not have a replay client. I mean, true, I'm sort of just like... I'm almost taken aback. I'm just like, it's just free. It's completely and totally free to have that sort of stuff in there. I think that we want to slow the game down a bit, huh? And get, like, Abrades in. I gotta use the restroom real fast. Alright. This is Hearthstone is also missing replay client. Well, they have observer mode. They do have an observer mode. They have like somewhat, but even same thing with Hearthstone. I'm amazed that Hearthstone does not have an observer client. Do I want the cyclers in here? I don't know about this. Yeah, I mean, it's... So I come from the era where there were a whole lot of esports attempts made. And, you know, it's like, okay, we want to try to make a tournament circuit, and we have no idea if any game will have any observability. It's still pre-YouTube, or maybe YouTube is fledgling, certainly pre-Twitch. We're going to try to figure out how to make content with games. And the simple statement is, if a game doesn't have a replay or observer client, you basically don't do a tournament for it. That's like the rule. If there's no observer or replay client, you just don't. There's huge amounts of content that would be incredibly trivial for me to make with a replay and observer client that is now prohibitively difficult to do. And so I don't do it. And it's like billions of free minutes of content as advertisement for your game on YouTube and shit. I don't know. It's like I am still really, 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 really surprised that that is not a thing. Bust him, Sean. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Alright, goodbye. Alright, so how do we want to run this puppy down? He's back! He's a flyer! Oh! Maybe a Gempalm Incinerator or something. I mean, I think I'm just going for Muxus. Who for the win says League had Observer Client from the start in 2010. Is there any reason these games made for esports like Hearthstone and MTG cannot get a good observer? There's two simple answers. One is, obviously, yes. There's no reason they should be able to... There's no reason they shouldn't be able to do it, right? Creating, like, observable experiences is, like, relatively straightforward. Assuming that you have, like, a working multiplayer and all this sort of stuff. But the other answer is, well, dude, depends on what our priorities are, you know? As a really simple example, dude, yeah, no, it would be really great to be able to, like, make content like this. I mean, it certainly sounds cool, but... I mean, look, I have to, at some point... This is an instant. You know, at some point we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get cards in here. And, you know, like, let me do a really simple example. Let's say we have a single-player game, and we have a DLC for our single-player game coming out that's going to be like $5 or whatever, or $10. And someone's like, I have this really cool feature to be able to take freeze-frame screenshots of anything. You can, like, pause the action and fly a camera around to anywhere and, like, take a screen grab. And I think this could be really cool for getting people interested and invested in our game. Without us even having to do any work, we would just let the community be able to do it. But someone goes, yeah, that does sound cool, but that will, in a very literal sense, take engineering effort. Like, we will have to do things to make this work. This is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Alright, I think we can wait another turn, yeah? Goblin Warchief, let's go. So, let's cut it, do the DLC to make sure that we can at least ship and have some content. And that's just the reality of it. And it could very well be that everyone at Wizards is saying, you know, like, listening right now, oh my gosh, of course we want Observer in replay mode. Of course, it's so obvious we want it, but we have a whole bunch of really, really good reasons as to why we can't do that. Which could, frankly, just be something as simple as coding the underlying engine that literally makes MTGA function seems really fucking hard to do. So maybe they just are barely keeping up with that sort of thing. Like, for me personally, I can't, like, there's a lot of stuff that I look at and I'm like, oh yeah, I can code that, sure. Like, it would be hard, but I could code that. I mean, for God's sake, I got interested in machine learning and just coded up an LSTM network. Like, yeah, it takes a shitload of effort to do, but at the same time, it's just relatively straightforward if you just read really slowly and go really slowly. But like with the Magic the Gathering engine, dude, like, I literally am like, I have no fucking clue how you pull that off. Like, that's incredible. The situation here about like replays in observer mode, there could very well be blockers to that, but if anyone at Wizards is listening to me, literally billions of free viewer minutes every year will be created by your community if you create nice observer and tournament modes. Resolve, ditch this, and right now we have a lot of mana that we can work with, which could be very, very good. Okay. Okay, so if I get... So there's 14. So if I make... I would have to sacrifice one of these, and then I would have one... If I did it right now, I would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there'd be 7 attackers. Seven attackers, and then I would have to sacrifice 1, 2, 3. So then I would have 5 attackers, and then 1 would get blocked, so that's 4 going in. Okay, so instead I should actually do Muxus. And then I should turn this fucker sideways. And I smash this down. Yeah, let's actually tap this, and we're going to sacrifice this, submit, this, submit, this, submit, this, submit. Let's take this action and get out this one. Pay for sacrificing this, submit, this, submit, this, submit. And then you have to block this to not die, right? Okay. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, oh. Stitcher Supplier is good. Oh, and then you fame it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I forgot that, this little line. This line, I just needed to not attack with one of them, and then that would have been okay. Alright, I think our deck rules. So yeah, so I mean, like I'm certainly going to continue to play Magic the Gathering Arena a good amount. I'm certainly going to keep doing this. I mean, I'm playing and having fun literally right now. However, there is something that kind of gives me a little bit of that, like, I think I actually just want to curve out here, huh? It does give me like a wee little bit of angst, you know, where I'm just kind of like, uh-oh. If it's just literally only... Sure. It's literally like just, you can only play Magic on this and that's it. You can just play best threes and it's going to be ladder and it's going to reset and that's it. That would give me some minor concerns about, like, tournaments, replays, stuff like this. Because, I mean, like, wouldn't it be cool to be able to ask for just insane games played with, like, Azorius control? I feel to be able to be like, yep, here's my Azorius control replays. Aren't they neat? 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's just do it. Let's just get off the top, super easy, a Muxus. Alright, I'm getting the damage in. Yeah, there it is. Got him. Percent 00 is streamer luck. I think this is the first time that this has happened since we've been playing Goblins. You got it. Ooh, that's a nice one. So what is Villain's health actually at? Villain is actually at 6 health. And I can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage like this, but if I play this guy, everyone gets huge. And we've done the unthinkable, and won with Muxus with Goblins. Perform the unthinkable. The unthinkable. So we haven't really done much with our deck. We've kind of gone win-lose, 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 but we're learning quite a bit. I think that there is also a sort of third concern that I don't know if it is a relevant concern or challenge at all. Ouch. So, with a lot of digital products, you tend to want to have focus and cohesion. You want to be able to say, sure, you want to be able to say something like, welcome to Magic the Gathering, there's exactly one place you go to play Magic, period. You go exactly to this program, and here's all of everything, you know, like, games like League of Legends and Dota don't really have a lot of modes. They're very, like, centralized and focused. But were I to do something like... I'm doing this one. Were I to do something like... excuse me. Make a bunch of physical products. I know very little about physical products like action figures or making card packs and card sets and shit like this. Creating a sort of selection for people to choose from is actually very good. You know, you have board game companies that make all kinds of different board games. And the idea is that, like, the more different board games we make, each one will do a little bit and they'll contribute to us making a good amount of money. When I look at Magic, I see that there is paper, there's MTGO, there's MTGA, there is a billion and one different modes and formats. There's things like Friday Night Magic, there's like weekend tournaments, there's online cups, there's the MPL and Rivals, and there's Challengers. There's just like, there's so many different disparate thingies. Okay, let's actually think about what our opponent's deck is. This is some sort of weird... Alright, I'm literally not even going to pay attention to what my opponent is or is not. One, two, three, four, five, six. Very nice. And so... So I really don't know what to do. Or how to think about that. I don't really know how to think about that. Refurbish, you're getting stuff back? Alright, your Godfair's gifting? Alright, well, I'm gonna Muxus, man. What the fuck? Oh, create a token that's a copy of that card. Fabricate, too. I mean, like, this actually has so many... This is so funny. You know, it resolves. No blocks. It's fine. Let's just draw something and, like, win, like, right away, huh? Muxus time. Here we go. Hey, Sean Muxus block. Muxus. Alright. Because, I mean, like, here's an example of something that you talk about if you're in a digital space, where you would say, okay, we can have, let's say we have a shooter. We can have a deathmatch mode with, like, 20 people just running around shooting each other. We can have a 5v5 mode, or 3v3 mode, or a 4v4v4v4 mode. We can have all these different modes. So, cool. Like... I don't even know what's coming back out. Apparition. Getting this guy. Like, if you're talking about making multiplayer games in the 90s, the more modes, the better. Like, GoldenEye on the N64 had like 20,000 billion modes. But... you have to be really, really fucking careful when you're in multiplayer land, because if you have too many different modes in a online multiplayer space, you can actually create this anti-experience, whereby your player base gets so fractured and divided that there's not enough players in all the different playlists or all the different modes to be able to make something good happen. So I am going to Muxus. Yes. Sacrifice a Muxus. He's going anyways. Shit fucking sucks. 5, 6, 7. Wow, I just whiffed really hard, didn't I? Alright. Well, they won that one. Alright, so I think that this is where I think I am looking to accelerate, huh? I think so. I think I'm just looking to go even faster. Because my opponent doesn't actually seem to have a very interactive list. outside of some of these countery things. I don't think I go for longevity there. Yeah, I mean, if you have all these different modes and all these different ways to play, because, I mean, you might say to yourself, okay, well, if we just have, like, 200 or 300 people in a particular playlist, I shouldn't say playlist, we could just have, like, 200 or 300 in a particular game mode queuing up at a time, and we'd be okay, right? And the answer is, like, really weirdly, intuitively, no, actually, it's fucking terrible, because what you wind up with is some people that frequently play that, and matchmaking winds up just going to shit. Because you wind up in a situation where... This is a turn 3 Muxus hand. You'll love to see it. You wind up in a situation where you can't matchmake properly. People that are interested in having a fun experience either get matchmade way too high, or matchmade way too low, or matchmade very imbalancedly. I remember Riot talking about the fact that they literally just had 5v5 matchmaking on Summoner's Rift, and that's it when they launched. and it barely functioned with hordes. It was like about to fall apart at all times because it was so hard to actually find and pair people together and do the evaluations and all this stuff. And so again, I have a lot more knowledge about multiplayer matchmaking. And so when I think about the fact that there's like all these different formatos and ways to play Magic, I don't know if that actually is bad or totally irrelevant or what. Okay, this is a Grafdigger's Cage list. Strategic planning, very nice. Rolling Trash Master, it's in the side. We're just gonna smash down all of our little zombie pals. Excuse me, goblin pals. I don't know how Grafdigger's Cage interacts with... fuck. Well, I think that's game. I know this deck so little. I saw someone massing up creatures, and I was like, alright. Probably not a lot of sweepers. But I guess that's wrong, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this deck is living and dying a lot by the sideboard. Because, I mean, what I would have done is I just would have... Because, again, I thought the interaction with this was... You may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, you create a thing that's a copy of it. So I guess that this doesn't interact at all with Grafdigger's Cage, I guess. This was off my radar because I assumed that there was more graveyard focus here. But I think that that's probably just incorrect, I guess. And then also I saw so many creatures, I was like, oh, okay, why would you run sweepers if you're a creature-focused deck? I guess it's not. This is actually a very helpful one. Noticing a pattern. These have vigilance, right? Okay. So we are just, like, unimaginably fucked. Here we go! Woohoo! Alright, let's concede. Yeah, so I think it would be incorrect to go, oh, we needed a sideboard artifact removal, because I think that that's skipping a couple of steps. The problem is actually way more basic, which is we were completely unfamiliar with the deck. And what we need to do is we need to understand the deck plan. Because the wrong way to sideboard with an aggro deck is to say, oh, what was the thing that killed me that game? Oh, well, let me just build anti that thing. You know, oh, there's an artifact? Grafdigger's Cage? Okay, well, I just need to build an anti-Grafdigger's Cage. You know, or let's actually ignore Grafdigger's Cage and do another broad artifact like that God Pharaoh's Gift. Oh, God Pharaoh's Gift killed us. I guess I need to just board in artifact removal to kill the God Pharaoh's Gift. If your opponent is, say, similar to that colorless ramp deck that we played earlier, that's trying to do nothing for a bunch of turns and then explode, you're not looking for artifact removal. You're not looking for any of that stuff at all. You're looking to go even faster to kill your opponent. I think it's a common problem that can emerge when you're playing an aggro deck, is to think of your sideboarding as like a control mechanism. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to I see a lot of creatures, I should board in a lot of creature removal. I see artifacts, I should board in artifact removal. Things like this. Okay. Shatterskull Smashing, huh? I'm going to take some damage here. So I think that, for instance, if we are against a control-heavy deck, that is like a, let's say... Wow, what a sweet deck. An Azorius control list, that where Grafdigger's Cage is one of their core tools to shut us down. In that spot... Yeah, I think in that circumstance it makes lots of sense too. Let's see here. I think I'm just like doing this. Yeah, you like that tab? What are you're causing all sorts of havoc. What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, in these kinds of circumstances, it makes more sense. To remove it, but we're a proactive strategy. So what we're trying to do is determine the way in which we want to figure out what our proactive strategy is. Donna War says, Autumn had the benefit of, in many ways, an inbred metagame that when we are laddering, we don't have. No, she said that this was the exact list that she used to just crush the ladder, which gave her confidence to be able to run it here. I think the real problem is that we're worse. I think we're worse than Autumn is the big issue at hand. And what I'm explaining is sort of my realizations as I'm playing, what's sort of going wrong in a lot of these spots. And is that just death? This is 4-4, 4-4. Well, we block these two, so we'd go to 1.
Demands power.
So this attack, so we would go to 1 or something, unless it's a bone crusher to the face.
Today's my lucky day.
Alright, so what we do is we eat this, kill this, and then go to 1. Yeah. Take this, and then 1 time. 1 time! Excellent. Alright, let's just blow him out of the water, maybe? Retreat. Do I have it sack itself? Or do I have it sack this one? I think I have it sack itself. So let's see. If I attacked face, this is 5 times 2 is 10. This is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow, that's exact lethal, isn't it? 10, 6, and 2. Very nice. Extremely cool.
Come on, come on.
Combat math. I should have counted beforehand. But, because it's plausible that what, like, a completely different line of play is don't sack the Prospector to itself, but instead sack something else, and the Prospector can play more stuff from the hands after you Krenko out a bunch of Goblins and all this sort of shit. But I saw a way to clear out all the Planeswalkers and went with that, and then after I had everything out on the board, I went, wait a minute, I have lethal. What can you do? I think these are good. I think I need to be a little bit more defensive, which is why I'm putting the Chandra, maybe even a Gempalm Incinerator. Something like this. Bum plum. Plum plum. This hand sucks. Alright, that's better. Alright. New Jericho says, good afternoon, Day 9 and DayKnights. Hope you're all well. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. Feeling a little frazzled, feeling a little tired. But, too much Neato Burrito things come down the life pipeline. Cyberpunk, coming tomorrow in particular, is something I'm excited about. I just hope it is not as unstable as we've been before. Very cool. I think I need to keep building up mana here. So now I can like sack anything in response and abrade the Grafdigger's Cage. Alright, and that kills the Bone Crusher. Oh my god, an all-star. A famed all-star from the past has come to join us. The Rekindling Phoenix, yes. Man, I am probably dead. No. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Getting low again. Oh wait, I miscounted my math. Alright, we're super far. Okay. Yeah, this is maybe why we might need to do some more changes in here. Maybe we should get the Cratermakers in there. I think the Snoops suck. I don't care. Alright, play first. Excellent. Just great. Just terrific. The exact hand I've always wanted. Okay. Skirk Prospector. Chandra Torch of Defiance is actually so insane here. Holy shit. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna find Muxus, man. was relatively straightforward, huh? Alright, Burning Tree into... Rampaging Ferocidon. Alright. Alright, and then we just... Alright, eat this dude. Sacrifice one of the Skirks, and then, you know, maybe lay out the hand. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. 1, 2, 3. Huh. Alright, I guess like this. I guess like this. And Rampaging Ferocidon doesn't really pose that much of a threat to me. It just seems like a way to help push them over the edge if they are in an advantageous position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
You call it anarchy. For me, it's just another day.
You got it.
My wild beasts will bring your comeuppance.
Okay, so. So I want to do like this, and then I want to keep the Phyrexian Tower alive, I think. I guess it doesn't matter because sacking with the Skirk Prospector is functionally equivalent. Ooh, I fucked that one up, didn't I? Wow, I fucked that one up. What the fuck? How did I miss that I don't have haste? I literally just planned around this. 1 second, 1 second.
Any skirmish you can walk away from, right?
Well, I do have the Gempalm Incinerator, so if I, like, am in a pinch, I can... Alright, great. Okay. Let's play this. Taking 2 damage. Bang. Bang. I cycle this. I have to pick off one of these. Okay. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. And Draco Maritime, if you're having some audio issues, just like, just F5 it. F5 it, refresh, try opening another browser. Sometimes the audio encode to you gets a little bit messed up. It just occurred to me, Sean, some of the commentary folk talk about sitting with some of the testing groups in teams leading up to the events. Do you do that? I don't. I do not. I do not have that sort of political sway. Typically what I do is I just review a lot of event results and follow a lot of the tournaments. The latter is like an okay way to get a little bit of sense of things, but like if you're just reaching out and getting more data, you can get a lot of a good grounding in sort of how the meta at large is functioning. But some of the insight that the other commentators are able to get by literally sitting in and hearing the discussion of people who are playing and testing. It's really cool. It's a cool looking mountain. Alright, passing the turn. And I think we're going to go to Azorius Control after this best of 3. Uh-oh. Mono red. Is it going to be Burning Tree, Burning Tree, Burning Tree, Burning Tree, Burning Tree? was at least somewhat good. Alright, well. Let's see if we can smash it. Yeah, Draco Maritimus, my audio, all the information about my audio encode seems to be giving me nothing but the greens. Ugh. Goblin Chain Whirler. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. No attacks. You know, I actually shouldn't have played the Chieftain. I should have played the Snoop. My God, kick me in the teeth, why don't you?
Take him out.
Let's see, what do we go to now? 9. Embereth, Snoop. All right. One time. Okay. Am I getting double chain whirly? I am getting double chain whirly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, cool. We are holding steady at 1. Alright, let's... How good is Muxus by Day9 TV? Let's take a peek. Well... Alright. So now what I do is I turn this sideways, right? Bang. And now what I do is I play this fucker by auto-paying and sacking this one, submit 1, and this one, submit 1, alright? Well, that's very, very cool. And I turn this sideways like this. And then I play one of these, auto-pay by sacrificing this, and this, and then I play this one by auto-paying and sacrificing this, and this, and now I fucking kill this guy. Bang! There we go. Steady at 1, no problem. Alright. So. What to do? What to do, huh? Not this, not this. Probably not these guys. Put in the Abrades. Put in the Cratermakers. Put in the Incinerators. Put in Chandra. Everything that helps me kill shit. Great. Muxus is excellent. We did try our damnedest to stay alive, and it worked terrifically. Worked terrifically. Thank you, everyone. Yes, bless me. I am Day9, bless me. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm sure our opponent had an awesome experience there. Yeah, man. I think what they needed to do is not go for that play. All right. If any of you are worried about me not getting a Goblin Warchief out, I assure you it's all fine. Any news on mobile MTGA, you know as much as I do, Fendi. In fact, a lot of times whenever I have historically done work with wizards on things, and this is actually pretty common. Oh no, it's pretty common in industry too. All right. common industry to record multiple versions of whatever your script is to account for all these various... Oh, that's right. That's what I forgot to do last turn. I was sitting there going like, I know there's a reason. I know there's a reason. So, for instance, with the mobile stuff, I recorded, like, a bunch of different dates and time frames and stuff. Alright, that works. 1... 2. Why not? So I don't know anything about mobile MTGA. I did see that there was that post where they said they're putting a cap on the amount of like scoot swarms that you can get out on the battlefield, because it'll be important for mobile. Ooh yeah! Oh, I'd love to see that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that feels really good. This is me sitting in my room surrounded by my dog and my garbage. Excellent. Hey, sweetheart. I think DPH King has maybe left the building. There's a Bone Crusher in here. Very cool. Do I get the last Prospector? No, I'm gonna get another Krenko, right? Team sideways. Let's do it. Oof, ow my bones. What do you want to do, DPH King? Annex! Yeah. Alright, that was so fun. We are going to play another one before we close out with Brad Barkley's Azorius Control. How's the dog doing? Unfortunately, she's has an inoperable kidney condition. 1.5% of doggies have it. So, our little sweet Cece is not long for this world. But, I don't know. Generally speaking, feeling pretty devastated about it, but that's life. That is life. Just gonna give her the absolute best. The absolute best of doggy times. Many snuggles, many bones. One of the great new dog memes of the house is Bone Eyes. Britt introduced me to Bone Eyes, which is Cece's like a very, very smart and alert, but also very calm dog. And Cece, like, whenever she has a bone that she's chewing on, gets these like distant wild eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna pay this shit, man. Here it comes. Just like, so fucking cute. Oh, just like going to town on this bone. Alright. Let's get the castles down. So there is some marginal chance that and Danilo 1 makes a mistake here, because we have the Phyrexian Tower in hand, which when we play, we can just smash down Muxus on turn 4. Oh yeah, and Danilo's definitely playing Brad Barkley's list. Vomit. Fucking puke. Alright. Woohoo! Woohoo! Leslie, the adoption agency did share the medical history with us. It was just much, much, much worse than they realized. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, I should play this first. Alright, yeah. Bring it on. Got him. Huh? Oh, no way. It tapped like this? Why the hell would it tap like this? Why would it tap like this? Why would it tap like this? Oh my god. Fairy hero of Dominaria. Alright, bring it on.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint. We need to move quickly.
Welcome back to Fairy. Good to see you. Alright. Man, I messed this up again. I literally needed to play this pre-combat. This is like the second time.
No.
Alright. It could have been good. Could have all turned out okay. Could have all turned out okay. Urgh.
Let's skip to the...
Calvin says, oh no, Historic means to Fairy, that's just vile. Yeah! Yeah. Is that Cece? Is that my little tiny brown dog? Hey, sweetheart. Oh, she's clomping around. Man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're chugging. We're chugging water. Oh yeah. Yes. Listen, if your dog has a kidney condition, anytime that dog's consuming water, you're just like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Alright. My turn, my turn, my turn. Winning on my turn. Yeah. Absolutely.
That didn't pan out.
No Castle Pump? Oh yeah, no, just totally forgot about Castle Pump. That's all. Just tired. You know, I actually think I probably won't do Brad Barkley's list today. I think that probably just doing the 9 lives and this is good. And then ending at 6 seems good. I kind of am feeling a little bit of the, hey, I worked 3 days under stressful circumstances. I'm feeling it catch up to me a little bit. Yeah, we could have killed this fairy, like, multiple times, but instead it's just drawing multiple times. Untap these. Bam. Huh? What? thought you were going to be able to counter this. Alright, I'm not playing this game anymore. Getting the hell out of this game. Alright, so I think that instead of speed, we need longevity. Or maybe we also do want these things. Definitely want our Abraders in. Probably the Cratermakers in. I don't know if we want the Taskmasters in, though. Maybe we want this in here. Something like this. Do I want the Ringleaders in here too? Like, do we should go like all in on the long play? I think that seems maybe right. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm no expert here. You'll fail finding a second time. Grafdigger's Cage was out, so it actually just like stopped me 2 times, but I was still expecting it to get countered the second time. I think I got a mulligan that. Okay, I think I got a mulligan this. Well, this literally has plays, huh? Alright, let's go, team. Land one time. Land one time. Let's go land. Fuck. Alright, well. Well, I guess that's the game. Woo! Look at this, the plays. Alright, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Oh man, I'm gonna get countered so hard here. Search for his counter, perfect. I'm thinking I'm gonna take some action and I'm gonna get me a Ringleader. Yep. Me revealing some of those gobos. Three double U's says Sean, I have a question. When are you gonna cast TSL 6? And why are you no longer casting it? I'm not sure what to do with this question. I'm not sure what to do with it. But I'm casting it on the 19th.
88 ways to defeat. Meditate.
Why am I no longer casting SC2? I am. I am. I do. I literally do. Alright, let's see here. Well, I mean... Deal 2 damage to target creature. I think I'm just going to keep fishing for Ringleaders.
Friendless and ill-refined.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with the amount of StarCraft that I cover. That's about that. Alright. So, should we get Skirk for mana? I don't think so, because Danilo does not win fast. Danilo, in fact, wins real slow. So I think what we want to do is try to just get value rather than trying to tempo something out. Because if we try to tempo something out, I'm fairly confident we just get smashed by a single good Disdainful Stroke. Oh, we did it. We did it, everybody. Disdainful Stroke, no problem.
That was uncalled for. Hurry.
So, what do we do here? Should we get Skirk for mana? Oh, I already did that. It's kind of interesting. Chat has quieted way down. Way down. Living says, when will you next shoot missiles at a raft piloted poorly by the anti-hive mind? Well, indeed, the next Straits of Danger is going to be a little delayed. Oh my god. Oh. Ah, it's going to be absorbed, I know it. Damn you, control lists. Fair sunset.
You want me to phase you out
Yeah,
of time?
the game does not yet have just simple create a server ability. Any news about the gauntlet? It's just getting worked on. Getting worked on. Hello, Trashworm. Slow and painful death befalls me. Interesting he does that in main phase. No. Because he wants to do it on main phase, so that way at end of turn Teferi can untap Ascanta and he can just do it again. So it actually doesn't really reveal anything. In fact, it would suggest that and Danilo actually has a large amount of confidence with his hand situation. These matrons are working hard on their first Teferi.
Enough.
Alright, lots of stuff getting cycled. Here's me desperately trying to cast anything.
Hurry.
Mulling to 5 and missing my second land definitely puts a damper on things. My god, my 1/1s are working hard. Shit. Teferi letting 2 card draws turn is a bit much for me. Alright. Our sideboarding was okay. I think that maybe I should have kept the very first hand, maybe. Well, I think energy-wise, I got one more best of 3 in me. I got one more B3 in myself. Man, I have been grinding so much Steven Universe. Steven Universe fucking rules, man. I never skip the intro. I sing along every single time. Of little dances I do. Show's great. Show's terrific. It's the best show in the universe. Do it. I don't give a shit. Count Chocolitis. Favorite non-Steven gem? I like Peridot a lot. Peridot's fucking hilarious, man. Oh, shit. Let's do some good bone crushing. Here we go. Auto pay. Hip, hip, hooray. Peridot's great. Amethyst is hilarious. You watched Owl House? Never have I ever. I haven't watched none of that Owl House in action. Bang. What's this Owl House business about? I'm gonna want to keep my evens and my odds. What a bunch of fuckfaces. Alright, Krenko, I believe. What's Owl House about? I'm down for cartoons. I'm down for some non-anime cartoons. There it is. Bam. Krenko, turn sideways, boss. Into the bin with you. Misses the Landos. Perfect. Man, Extinction Event for even would suck a lot. Sure am playing Cyberpunk tomorrow, Matt Mandebia. Probably starting around 1. Probably starting around 1. Why not anime cartoons? Because anime is a very specific genre that has, like, conventions and storytelling styles that I, in particular, am not too interested in. Alright, let's go wide, baby. Pink Ranger says, under the impression that it wouldn't be available until 4 p.m. Pacific. Do you have some early access? Yes, I sure do. Sure do. Streamers are allowed to play starting at, I think, 3 a.m. Pacific. And I just don't care that much. I have worked a lot of days in a row in 2020. And the idea of doing even another minor disruption to my day-to-day, I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm, like, genuinely pretty good. Like, look, I'm gonna play it a lot. And I am not someone that has a psychological need to see shit, like, early. Like, Mandalorian sounds like a great series. When I'm free and my schedule is good, I'll watch it. And I will additionally, very deftly, avoid the spoilers, and I'll be all fine.
Harness the elements.
I actually don't know if there is a single thing that I have excitedly, eagerly waited in anticipation for, maybe ever. Well, I shouldn't say ever. Ever in 2020, that is. I am super low on anticipation. It's the anticipation free zone. Well, we can do some absolute Hulk smashing coming up here soon. So guys, out of curiosity, what does your daily routine look like? Well, my ideal is to get up around 7:30 or 8. Begin the day with what can be described only as putzing. This involves me making coffee and reading and waking up. And then probably around 9:30, we have work kicking off. Sometimes I get up and do, you know, walk around outside in the morning or some shit. But generally like 9:30 to noon. Some mix of worky stuffs. And chores.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
And then somewhere between noon and 1 is either doing more worky stuffs, but typically it's like showering, shaving, getting lunch, eating lunch. And then from 1 to 7 is the streamos. And then, you know, I might do something after that. You know, if there's, say, for instance, tonight I'm going to try to do some zoink, do some streaming setup stuff for Cyberpunk for tomorrow. Does Villain just like lose this? Because this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right? So let's look at this. So that's 1, 2. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can do this once, but this is all I can do. Do I attack with this guy? Yeah, it seems right. I literally have no idea what the opponent can possibly do to win this. Alright, we deal a billion damage. Very, very good. Uh-oh, we're getting growth spiraled. It's just like a fog effect, and I'm like... Collision says DayKnight is a true RTS player. He reads before he wakes up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know it, man. I'm like such a pro. Let me actually see something. Click over here. Oh, my God. I have lots of messages. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Alright. Well, we just got news that there's yet more going on with our dog. Damn. Jesus. Fuck doesn't quit. Yeah, that seems fine. Excellent. Alright. See what we do here. We cut these, and we like put in another one of these. Alright, because we're not trying to be fast, we're trying to be value town. What? Is this it? Is this just like all we do? Is this, do we done? Did we do a done? I think the Snoop is the nice value engine. I just can't believe. I can't believe there's just more. Just more. There are so many procedures we have to do to this dog. To like. I don't know what to do except laugh at this point. Yeah, I'll go ahead and mulligan this one. That seems fine. She has a staph infection apparently, so we have to not touch her without wearing gloves and bleach everything. Like, fuck. Well, we have to, like, bathe the dog. We have to, like, squirt shit in the dog's ears every night. And then twice a week, squirt different shit in her ears to wash out the original shit. Man. Medicine sprayed on her food. Pills we have to like jam in the dog. We gotta go get some little injections for the pupper. Our poor sweet puppy. Woo! Alright. Well, let's play this thing, because this Herald's Horn alone can win us the game now. Yeah, I mean, with cats, it's extraordinary. Like when we got the cats, these cats were like so young, and they just instantly knew to go directly to the litter box. We like climbed on things, and we like had string, and the cats knew exactly how to play with string. We set down a cardboard box, and the cat's like, I'm gonna exist inside the box. It's like weird. The genetic history of these little critters. Despy was quite sick when we got her though. She was sitting there sneezing. Up to you. So if I get a land, it's just Muxus time. No, I'd love a Krenko. this one. It resolves. Enter button. You got it. Count Chocolitis going down. If you want the Bob Ross lands, no, I don't really care to. Bob Ross is cool, but really I just kind of want to play Magic, you know. I mean, I've pretty historically not really been much of a cosmeticer. Well... Krenko time again? Is this right to smash a Krenko? Oh yeah, that's going on top. Alright, get him there, little guy. Bam. This guy down, down. Alright, what's Count Chocolitis got to do this time? 3 seconds, he's typing the codes. I know. I really couldn't be bothered. That's just... Here's the thing. I have so few needs as a person. And what here's a lesson that I learned early in my 20s. Your credit cards give you points. Your boba shop has buy 9, get the 10th free. You can get this special pass for this particular store in the mall that gives you a 5% discount on everything. And there comes a point where I just want to save every one of those micro instances. And does each of them? It's just 15 seconds. It's like not a big deal. Like you could just handle it. It's like not a problem. It's like totally fine, etc. Wow, Grafdigger's Cage and Uro, man. That's fucking brave. Like all of these things. And if it's like, hey, there's a cosmetic thing, that's cool, and I have absolutely no problem with someone. No problem with anyone. Farts. Let's fucking smash a Krenko or some shit. Yeah, there he goes. I have no problem with anyone that enjoys any of that stuff, but I mean, like, I don't know, I'm just not really in the mood for infinite acquisition of stuff that is on one hand free, but on the other hand not something I care much about. Resolve. Who's this jerk that's running like a fucking Uro and a Grafdigger's Cage? Like, who does this shit? You know, here's how brave I am. I'm gonna concede, even though I'm pretty sure we have an advantage. I'm just gonna concede because I'm annoyed. I'm not running the Abrades. I just think my opponent's incorrect to run their Grafdigger's Cage. Alright, that's a hand. This is it. It's horn time. I mean, I remember I was in not a great mood, and I was buying these shoes. And I like these shoes. They're really nice shoes. I put them on, and immediately was like, oh, super comfy. It's like walking on clouds. I was checking out. Or I had the shoes, and, you know, this guy comes up to me as if, like, he's going to sell me watches in a trench coat, right? He's like whispering. He's like, you know, we have a special shoe club deal that gives you 20% off any shoe that you will ever get. And I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. I don't really want that. No, I'm telling you. You can just sign up for it, and then you can literally just cancel it right after you buy the shoes, and you get the 20% discount. And so immediately an alarm bell goes off in my head where I'm like, why would they do that unless they can make a whole lot of, like, money off my information, right? Like, why would I believe that much? Like, all of a sudden, again, like, look, this fell off the back of a truck, this deal. It probably didn't, given the turn of play of the company. But, like, there came a point where everyone in the store who I was talking to just kept talking to me about this thing. The person who's trying to bring the shoes to me. A random person that was watching or was talking to me while I waited for the other guy to get the shoes. They're all trying to get me stuff. Then I get to the cash register, and like the lady there just would not let me buy these shoes. She's like, would not let me buy the shoes. I was like, listen, you don't understand because it's giving you a discount. I'm like, I understand. I don't want the discount. Like, I guess I'm that guy. Here we go. Here comes everybody. Percent says, unfortunately, retail employees usually have brutal quotas. Oh yeah, no, I worked at a Dick's Sporting Goods. Man, I completely forgot about this job. Yeah, I worked at a Dick's Sporting Goods, which, first of all, it is remarkable to me that there is a sporting goods store called Dick's. Like, that's just incredible. I mean, what an achievement. Sure. I'd love some. If you think I'm not going to immediately smash this, you're crazy. Goblin. I will drown you in value. I'm going to run out everything. I remember they had this, like, I don't remember what it was, like a Dick Smasher card or whatever it was called. It was like some Dick Sporting Goods discount card thing. And it was this bizarre, we want you to get as many Dick Smasher cards sold as possible. I'm calling them Dick's cards. I literally can't remember the name of them. And literally calling them a Dick's cards sounds worse than a Dick Smasher card, because it seems like I'm unaware. At least in the ridiculous case, you can tell I'm aware of the absurdity. Oh, Nissa. Bam, bam, bam. And they were like, Sean, you really need to sell more of these cards. I was like, alright. So I'd like try to get more of them sold. Like, hey everyone, you want to like a Dick Smasher card? You do? Okay, great, thank you. Thanks for smashing dicks with us. Things like that. And at the end of the day, you know, because they're like, you try to get like 50 a day. Like 50 a day. And what happened was, I got like 46, and they're like, 46 is pretty good, it's pretty good. And then I just like went home. And then again, they're like, okay, Sean, 50 today. And I got like 35. And they're like, well, Sean, we're concerned because you only got 35. And I'm like, well, what happens if I get more than this? And they're like, I mean, that would be huge. If you get more than 50, that would be amazing. So one day, I shilled so hard. I did nothing but tell people to get their Dick Smasher cards at Dick's. And I had some ludicrous amount. I got like 180 of them. This is so ridiculous. This person is trying to Grafdigger's Cage and Uro in the same deck. Just don't put this in the side.
Rise, my elemental friend.
And like, when I got like 180 sold, they were like, wow, great job. And then I went home and I was like, what the fuck? Why? Who gives a shit? Like, why are you telling me this is something like I need to care about? Because I like very clearly do not care. Alright, this deck is just singing. Look at it. It's going great. Alright. I don't know, it's just like one of these things. It's just like, it's just downward pressure to like at least incentivize me, you know, at least. Alright. Well, this game fucking sucked. I want to play that cat deck one more time, man. I need my fix.